first of all, I have had small animals for as long as I can remember. I had gerbils before the age of 9. I know for a fact that I did not clean the gerbils or take care of them, and I know that they were very difficult for us to handle. And sometime around the time I turned 9, because that's when I have a lot of my early memories, I know we had guinea pigs at that point. My very first guinea pig was named Angela, and apparently I named most of my subsequent guinea pigs Angela, because that was the name I liked at the time. And I remember having guinea pigs pretty much up until I turned 16, I think. And that was the year that I got my ferrets. And I had, well, it might have even been a little longer than that. I'm not really sure. I had the first ferret for a little while. And then when my husband and I got married, we got our second ferret. And at that point, I also had a single pet rat. Now, this was back in the very early days of the internet, and I am a well-researched person, but the internet was really hard to find information on. Everything was very old, and I was going off of books that were already outdated, honestly. And so I was doing the best I could at the time, but frankly, it was not the care that my boys have right now, because I simply did not know any better. So I had a single male rat, I had a single female rat. They were both housed separately. Their cages were way too small. The male rat was a feeder rat that came from a friend who bred for good temperament, but I didn't really know that at the time. I just knew that her rats were sweet, and I fell in love with them, and so I wanted one. And convinced my dad through coercion to let me get one. And at that point, I was a young adult and kind of knew what I was doing. I had taken care of my own animals for a very long time. So yeah, it was not really, I don't think it was honestly a hard sell. But I also knew that my dad had a very hard time saying no to small furry creatures, and I definitely used that to my advantage. Sorry, Dad. I love you. Thank you for supporting me in all my animal endeavors. So we had the 2 rats, and honestly, I don't remember exactly how the timeline went, but after a while, we decided we were done with ferrets. We had no small animals in the house for a long time. We had our dogs and we had cats. And then I desperately wanted a guinea pig again. And we had our guinea pig, oh goodness, I think she was 4.5 years old. My son was very small when we had her, and she passed away the year that right at the end of his 2nd year of life. And when she passed away, I just knew, like, I was devastated. My kids were really upset. They really missed having a guinea pig. And I was planning to get a pair of guinea pigs to replace her, which, not that you can replace a pet, but you know what I mean. Just so we had something small and furry and cuddly in our lives again. And there was literally nowhere that had guinea pigs available except the pet stores. And I was just determined not to get a pet store guinea pig. Sorry. The Velcro on my brace is crooked and it's annoying. Okay. So I was not going to get a pet store guinea pig for anything. I knew better than to do that. I did not want to support rodent mills. I remembered as a child we had gotten a guinea pig from a pet store and it died within like 2 days, and definitely didn't want that kind of trauma on my kids. So I started doing some research, and I was looking up good pets for children, and every time I did the research and searched online, every single article had rats, like right at the very top of the list. Which I thought was really odd, because I was like, really? Rats? That doesn't seem like a great kid's pet. But I didn't know any better at the time. I was like, okay. So I started looking, and I came across a bunch of different YouTubers that were very popular at the time, some of which do not do anything with YouTube anymore. And we started watching videos, and I fell in love with the idea of rats. I loved the cage setups that were so similar to what I remembered for my ferrets, but actually being able to keep the cage clean. I loved the idea of making cute hammocks for them and cute toys, and how smart they were. and they were like just the right pet for you to cuddle and hold, but still big enough that like you could play with them and teach them tricks. Honestly, for me, I was like, this is the pet I want. Who cares if the kids want it? I want it now. So that's kind of how we wound up with our first group of rats that you've seen in previous videos and pictures. And so that was how that happened. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, let me know why in the comments below. I'd love to know maybe how you got into rats as pets. What's your story? Leave that in the comments below. I'd love to read it. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when I post more videos about our rats, DIYs, information, cage tours, or just the miscellaneous mischief that we get up to. Thanks for watching. Bye.